damn time this car started smoking tires and back to running things like I built it for. I was going through my camera and trying to get the video together for when I did the transmission swap and I put the transmission back in the car, but I couldn't find any beginnings of it. I think went through and lost some video footage, I guess, through the transfers back and forth through the computer. But I just wanted to say that from now on, you're going to be seeing everything that was supposed to be done. You know, we got the transmission out, took it to the shop, back in the car, took the car around the block a few times to get it, you know, just get it tested out. And then I drove it over to one of my flip houses, and it's been here for a little while since being done. So that's pretty much it. So the video you're going to watch now is of that. All right, let's get her started. Yeah. It's starting really weak for some reason. I don't know why. It probably needs plugs and wires and all that shit. It's been sitting for fucking years already. This car is way wider than the Bel Air, so I had to move some of the stuff out of the side, but it's coming in. I don't know if I can open the door with the new welder there in the way now. The objective is to get it all the way closest to the side of the wall as possible, and just far enough inside the door back there to make sure that we can still close it and then lift the car up and everything. See how close this welder is right now? So see, right? Check. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We have enough space back here to clear everything, so we're good. We're good. All right, then we'll shut her off and be done. Well, I got the Impala up on jack stands, as you can see, and ready to go. Quick little tip for bagged cars. If you're bagging, the best thing to do is to lift up the car with the airbags, put the jack underneath there, start getting the jack up and getting some of the pressure off of it, then let all the air out of the front bags. And that will help keep the cups in place and everything in place, so when you let it back down, you kind of repeat the same process of getting it off jack stands, putting it down, getting a little bit of weight on it, and then putting the bags up and getting it off the jack that way. That way you're not trying to have your cups move around and trying to get them back in there and whatnot. So that's the easiest way I found. And then on the back, the best way is to just suspend it from the axle. If you can see right there, suspending it from the axle and putting your jack stands underneath there will help keep it up too. That way you're not overextending your bags if your shocks aren't right and this and that. So quick little tip for that. So we're gonna get underneath here, start draining the pan, start doing a few things to get the transmission out. All right, so it turns out that the drain plug right here, if you can see that, is stripped out. So next thing I guess I'm gonna have to do is just drop the pan bolts and drain it out that way. We'll get it draining, take the drive shaft off, drop the exhaust, and go from there. And it's draining. we got the trans out of the car. It was a lot easier than what I thought it was, and I remember last time, but it's down, it's out of the car, so we're gonna get it loaded in the truck, and hopefully we'll go by and drop it off today because we're going to Springs. Alrighty, it's another day, and we're sitting here working on getting the Impala out. So I was able to get the transmission out, went and dropped it off to DelTron, DelTron's transmission up in Spring, and he's the one who's rebuilding that transmission for me, using the parts that I already have in the transmission and just redoing clutches and whatnot. So, but one thing he told me that I need to clean out the transmission cooler. So we're gonna do that today. Get up underneath here and let's see here real quick. And get these transmission cooler lines cleaned up. So since I changed mine to stainless steel braided lines all the way from the stock cooler back here on the Impala, and then I've got the low car dipstick here too. That's what you see hanging here. But I'm gonna have that going, so we're gonna go through, and he's like, run brake fluid and compressed air through one, and then do it through the other side to clean out and see what junk and stuff comes out of there. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now. As far as getting that stuff done right now. I know one thing too though is I gotta change out the rear main seal because I think it's leaking. I see some oil and stuff on the back here, so I'm gonna change that out too while we got the transmission out. So we'll be doing some more things here and there. I don't know, it seems like, I'm trying to grab this light. I don't know if it's leaking from the back of the motor. I don't think the valve cover gaskets are leaking. Might be the intake. I don't know. I'll do a little bit of investigating up there and see if it is leaking or not, but that's on the agenda for tonight. Oh, and definitely get these headers recoated. They're the original quad ones, and they've been on the car for 10 years, and I guess it's just the whatchamacallit, the coating didn't last long on this thing, so it's time to take them off and get them changed out as well too. But I was talking to Dan over at Clear Image, who made these headers, that their coater is about a month behind because of all the COVID and all the stuff that's going on. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see if that's gonna be worth taking them down, or transmission is already done. I've got to go pick it up tomorrow and pop that back in here. So if that's done, we can get the car back rolling. I do know I do need to do the AC on this car. I know it's been a minute since we started the video on getting the transmission fixed and repaired, but the transmission came back probably a month ago, but just been so busy with so many things, just I haven't had any time to get anything done. It's just been hectic the last couple of months, but we got the transmission back. I went with DelTron's transmissions in Spring, Texas. That was the one who was able to go through and use my parts that I have in there so far that was already paid for, and kind of fixed everything that was bad with the other guys. It's mainly the clutches, the third and fourth clutch burned out, so he went through and replaced those, and upgraded a few other things too that needed it, and ground down some things and did some things he said that he wanted to do to make it right. So we'll see. Got the torque converter cleaned out. That's already done. We're gonna pop that back in, and then now we're just ready to throw it underneath the car and see how it goes. All right, so there it is right there. Torque converter back, everything all ready to go. I've already put a quart of transmission fluid in the torque converter. Already popped it in. It's already seated in there good. That's ready to go. Just got to get it up underneath and in the hole where it's supposed to go. All right, so quick update. I was able to get the trans in the car. Let's see here. It's hard to tell there. Yep, it's in there now. Got the bell housing bolts mounted to the back of the motor. Everything's ready to go. I got to do the torque converter bolts and then put in the two-wheeler cross member back here, drive shafts, and a few other things. But I just had to come and get some zip ties, and I figured I'd give you guys a quick update on how it's going so far. I really need to get these headers recoated. But that's it. So we'll see. Right, so it's been about another week since I got everything together. But it's time to button this car up. What's left to do, I know, is mount the low car dipstick back in the transmission, connect the exhaust. That's really about it. I got everything else kind of put together. Put fluid in it and then take it for a test run and see. Hopefully. So got everything buttoned up. Everything's back done. Exhaust is completely hooked up. Got trans fluid in the trans this time for sure. So we are ready to start her up and get her out of the garage. So let's now I have started her up a few times, checking the oil pressure and sitting on the goddamn thing, oil pressures and whatnot on the motor and then on the trans as well too. So I got all that hooked up, ready to go. So let's give her a whirl. Not to hit the pretty close. Let's see if it goes forward. All right, so that was second right there. I think we got shift. Hold on, we gotta get a little bit on this straightaway over here. Check it out. I know it's got to get all this fluids running in it. I mean, we cleaned out the intercooler, not the intercooler, the fucking transmission cooler. We cleaned out all that stuff, so it's missing, you know, fluids here and there. It's shifting, but it's shifting a little weird for me. Fuck. I think it was one of the back couples popping back in. So I got to give it a little break in. I got to take it around the block a few times. I'm actually going to drive it to one of the flip houses I'm working on today. It's one of the reasons why I want to get it done. Beautiful weather today in Texas. Like supposed to be high of 86. So right now I busted the AC line because the bags are always being deflated and they're rubbing on the AC line. That's a problem with these cars. It's a problem even with static drop cars, so got to get that fixed too first of all. But other than that, I mean, the car's running pretty good, I think. But like I said, I'm going to take it out for the day and see how it goes. But so far, so good. Sounding good still. Not bad, let's see. Freaked me out for a second. I heard some weird ass noise and there's a guy with a weed eater back there. I was like, what the fuck? Running good. Damn. About goddamn time this car started smoking tires and back to running things like I built it for. Oh, there's no stop. I hope there's no fucking cops. There's always cops in my goddamn neighborhood. Ritzy ass area, and there's always cops making sure you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing. Hey, it's pulling hard, so I'm good. I'm happy with it right now. And it's starting to rain a little bit, a little sprinkle. So I'm gonna turn this car around, get back to the house. I'm gonna go run some errands and grab some stuff for the house over there, and then I may take it today, I may take it tomorrow, I'm not sure, but we'll see. All right, so I just checked the dipstick. I put a gallon in here at 2 quarts, so that's what, 7 quarts, and it's still running low. But since I think we did the transmission cooler and a few other things and changed out the lines, I think we're needing some more fluid in there. So I gotta run to the store and grab some more fluid here shortly, but other than that, she's running, she's driving, she's shifting good, she's pulling harder than she did before with the other trans. So the guy who did this one, I highly recommend, David DelTron's transmission up in Spring, Texas. Highly recommend. I think I'm gonna send him my C10 when I get the 700 R4 for that truck. So that's it for right now. See you guys in a minute.